My name is Jose Saldana. I am the Director of Services for the Southwest region. So basically, I support the operations teams for the Southwest region. I cover Louisiana, Texas, New Mexico, Reno, Tahoe, and then the cities within the state. So it could be Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, New Orleans, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and then Reno, Lake Tahoe. So there's different markets within the regions, right? There's different cities within, the state of Texas or, New Mexico, where you have a fluctuation of where they need more banquet servers in one market versus room attendants, or if there's a blend. For example, there's a city here in Texas that, their main focus, not main focus, but their need is just room attendants, right? And then there's another city, I would say closer to Louisiana, that you would basically, they have a mixture of both. But when banquet season comes on, it's based on seasonality, right? It's based on I guess the time of the time of the year. If it's the summertime, if it's the fall, if it's Christmas time, because guess what happens during Christmas time? They need the banquet servers because dishwashers and bussers because they have a lot of holiday parties coming up. For prime example, like Houston, the hotels go by first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, right? So the end of third going into the fourth, Houston is just rocking and rolling. They have a huge banquet orders from every big box hotel, even down to a smaller hotel that they need service for the weekends, right? We have the prime time kicking off right, I call Black Friday weekend, all the way to the end of the year. Come be it New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, they're rocking and rolling for servers. Up north, part of Texas, DFW, Irving, they have the same needs as well. Or here in San Antonio, it's a mixture of both, right? Because we have the Riverwalk, we have the Alamo Bowl, we have everything going on during Christmas. So there's a mixture of they might need banquet servers, but the occupancy is driving right now because everybody's coming in for the weekend just to spend time down on the Riverwalk. Albuquerque, New Mexico, when you got that springtime coming up, you got the Isotopes, you have the baseball team, so they need assistance there. You have the convention center that is rolling. Reno, Tahoe, you have a mixture where, you have the winter time where, they have everything going off with the snow. But hey, when the springtime comes up, they start trending and burning because they can actually move up there in Tahoe with the snow already melting and stuff. So they have events going on there. New Orleans, same thing. New Orleans you can never really pinpoint because it can go hot, it can go cold, and it can be any time of the year because they don't have the true four seasons, right? It might get cold in the springtime coming up, the weather is just perfect. Then you have Mardi Gras, then you have the summertime. Summertime, might be extremely hot out there, but they have events going on. They have Essence Fest. Then you come into the fall, they have Voodoo Fest and so forth. Then you have if the Super Bowl is going to happen there or the national championship and so forth. So, New Orleans, ups and downs, peaks and valleys. One of the biggest factors too, is that, our area managers, our district managers, they have really good relationships with their clients. And those are the hotels that they work with, right? Or even if it's a convention center or even it's the baseball facility out in Albuquerque, they have a really good relationship. So they understand what their forecast is, right? They understand the hotel language because majority of our area managers that do partner with the clients, they've all come and worked within the hotels. They were the room attendant, or they were the banquet server, or they were the hostess, or they were the line cook, prep cook, whatever position that they held during that time, they understand the hotel language, the hotel lingo. So when they're having conversations with them, they're saying, hey, what is your forecast look like for the remainder for the summer? What big groups do you have coming up? And they don't mind sharing that information because they're preparing them for their staffing needs, for their spikes or their dips, right? So like for us is too, as even our regionals that overlook the cities or they have particular markets they have those meetings with them. And then even us as director of services, we do have those meetings where we go by the 3x3. So we have the conversation or meeting with them from a department level, from an executive level, and then even from the GM level. So then we understand, we're having like close to an end of year meeting. What does it look like for 2026? Or what does it look like for 2027? Oh, you know what, Jose, I'm glad we're having this conversation. We're going to be coming out January 1st, we got this huge event. We have this huge conference that's coming. This is what our needs are for, right? Prime example right now in Houston, we have Settle Week coming right now, in the middle right now, that's happening right now. Our team's already been planned months in advance, and they've already got an idea of schedule, what hotels, on what their banquet servers they need, what their dishwashers, their busters, and so forth. So we plan accordingly, and we know what's going to be happening coming in is because of the relationships that we built with our clients. Like right now, we're going to have FIFA coming. So FIFA is going to be, we have them in Houston, Dallas, Kansas City, Miami. So we already anticipated those needs. We've already been reaching out. We've been talking about it since last year. We've attended Hotel Lodging Association meetings. In prime example, in Houston, we partnered with the BD business development manager. We went to a couple of the meetings to anticipate the needs. We know how many games are coming. Even though the game's not going to be happening in Houston, it may be happening in Kansas City. That city's going to be busy because they have an event center that they're building up with the giant screen, and every single game, if it's not playing in Houston, they're going to be presenting the game in Kansas City, the one in Miami, all the way into the championship. So we know that month and a half or so forth, we're extremely busy. So we've already anticipated the needs from a recruiting effort. We already started recruiting out and actually having a collective pool of associates or staff that are ready to disperse at any minute in regards from banquets, from room attendants, engineering, line cooks, prep cooks, hostesses, bellmen. We have everything ready. Not only we're going to be taking care of our current clients, but any new clients that are coming. So our cities are ready for that big surge